Hi folks, here's another early brown wax cylinder from my collection. Again, this cylinder is probably from about 1898. For those of you who enjoy the early original brown wax cylinders, as I do, I hope you enjoyed this one as well. Played on my 1898 Suitcase Home Model A with the brass mandrel and early serial number. I'm going to walk around here again. This particular selection on brown wax is Missing from the Ranks by George J. Gaskin. George J. Gaskin, of course, recorded for Berliner as well. And I think he basically ended his career in the early 1900s. I don't think I've seen any cylinders or disc recordings by George J. Gaskin after, say, 1902 or so. I could be wrong. It's purely a guess on my part. But anyway, you can see in the background there's some dark brown wax and light brown wax cylinders in a box, pasteboard box from my collection. I just pulled this one out at random. But this one plays really, really nice. And it plays again at about 120 RPM. So here we go, folks. George J. Gaskin with Missing from the Ranks. I think it's about a mother who's lamenting the loss of her soldier son. As always, thanks for stopping in, folks. Hope you enjoy this.
Gaskin, for Columbia Phonograph Company of New York, Paris. The city's thoroughfares were filled with men from every land, both native born and foreign, stood uncovered hat in hand. As marching down the street there came a troop of fearless men, whose names will live for daring deeds in the battles they were in. Some cheeks were pinched with fever, many hearts were filled with pain. Our comrades who were sacrificed, our honor to maintain. The people cheered them while they passed, and as they bowed their thanks, a mother cried, "Oh God, my boy is missing from the ranks." The sword is resting lightly on a gallant soldier's grave. An angel's vigil nightly, all keeping o'er the brave. Our noble boy is sleeping on Alcany's sunny banks, while the ones he loved are weeping for the missing from the ranks. His comrades tried to cheer her up, they told her not to mourn, and said the missing from the ranks would back to them return. When the trumpet call was sounded and the final muster came, she'd find the ranks united and him answering to his name. They whispered in her ears the words he bade them to her tell, when he the foremost in the ranks near San Diego fell. Goodbye, God bless you, comrade, on the river Jordan's banks. Please tell her I'll be waiting with the missing from the ranks. The sword is resting lightly on a gallant soldier's grave. An angel's vigil nightly are keeping o'er the brave. Her noble boy is sleeping on Alcany's sunny banks, while the ones he loved are weeping for the missing from the ranks.
Wasn't that amazing? The clarity of that cylinder is just amazing. George J. Gaskin's voice is just as clear as it was in 1898. I'm amazed, really. That's only like the second time that I've listened to that cylinder in my collection, and I'd forgotten how clear it was, how beautifully recorded that was. Thankfully, today, here it is, how many years later, 116, 116, and say 118 years ago, and it still plays almost as good as it did 118 years ago. Thankfully, all the hands, including mine, that have cared for the cylinder have taken care of it. Anyway, so I hope you enjoyed that, folks. It's interesting. One note I wanted to pass along here. When I record this is played on using a Model B reproducer because the weight is correct, and the Model B reproducer was made basically for playing the brown wax cylinders, because the weight is lighter on the Model B reproducer. But what I want to mention is, you'll see me hold the camera, which has the microphone in it, rather close. And I know that for those of you who would rather see something out like this, the cylinders, the brown wax cylinders, were recorded fairly quietly. Well, they've had some wear to them. So with apologies, it's maybe kind of boring to some of you to see just the inside of the horn there, but I do that intentionally to get the best possible sound quality, to preserve the some of these brown wax cylinders. And believe me, George J. Gaskin on a Berliner would never sound that good. The Berliners are just noisy, and so it's refreshing to hear something from George J. Gaskin that was recorded as nicely as that. Okay, enough talking, and we'll see you in the next one.